Hey, so today I want to talk a little bit and remind you guys a little bit about the kind of math that we call subtraction. So there's my word subtraction. And I wanted to use these other words too because sometimes you might use a math book or a math worksheet that calls subtraction other things. Sometimes they'll talk about taking away, or sometimes they'll talk about separating. But all these words are related to what the idea of subtraction is. And the idea of subtraction is that you have a quantity or a group of something, and you get rid of some of them, or you take away some of them, or you separate some of them. And the kind of math that we use to find out the answer to one of these separating or taking away or subtraction math sentences is that we use a minus sign and we use the idea of subtraction. So here I've got 4 cubes there in all, right? And so I'm going to take away or separate one of them from the group. So I had 4 and I took away 1. And in subtraction, we're trying to find what's left over. And so if I wanted to write a math sentence for what I just did, I would use my original whole number, which was 4. Then I would use my minus sign, which is my symbol that means I'm subtracting. And then I would write the number that I took away, which is 1. And then, of course, since I'm writing a math sentence, I'm going to use my equal sign because I know that the equal sign means whatever's over here has to equal over here. So when I say 4 and take away 1, how many are left? Sure, 3. Good. So that is what subtraction is all about. It's about taking away. And our answer in a subtraction problem we call the difference. That's our math word for it. We say the difference. So we're actually saying the difference between 4 and 1 is 3. So 4 minus 1 equals 3. And you'll notice that subtraction is kind of like the opposite or the inverse of addition, because when we're adding, we're joining or putting things together, so we're ending up with bigger numbers. And when we're subtracting or taking apart, our answer is always going to be a smaller number. If you're ever doing a subtraction problem and you look over here and find that you've got an answer or a difference which is bigger than the whole that you started out with, you know you've got a mistake, because subtraction is about saying a whole thing minus one part equals another part. That's why we talk so much about part, whole in math, because once you learn all your part, wholes, then you can say part plus part equals whole, or you can do subtraction, which is whole minus part equals part. So I want you to do some other practice with me. So I'm going to erase the board, and we're going to do a few little problems with the counters, and then I'm going to write the number sentence. What I'd like for you to do is try to write the number sentence yourself while you're watching this. So you can practice while you watch, and then I'll write out the number sentence and you can see if you were right. Okay, so here's my whole. So what's my whole? That's right, 5. So now I'm going to take away some of those little cubes. So I'm taking away how many? 2. I'm taking them away. I'm putting them way over there. So my number sentence is going to be 5 minus 2, right? Now to make my sentence, I'm going to put in equals. And what is the other part? What's left? Yeah, 3. So check this out. I'm going to put it right up here so you can see that 5 in all minus 1 part, 2, equals the other part, 3. Right? Good. Okay. Let's do another part of 5. Okay, starting out with my whole thing, which is 5. Yep. Picking another pen. 5. And now I'm going to take away how many? 4. Right. So 5 minus 4 equals, of course, 1. So our number sentence was the whole thing of 5, take away 4 of them, the other part is 1. So I can see that these are parts of 5, 1 and 4, right? All right, let's try starting with a different whole. Okay, I'm going to add to my whole. So now how many do I have? 6, yeah. So I'm going to start with my whole of 6. Now I'm going to take away a part. Let's see, what am I going to take away? I'm going to take away how many? Yep, 3. And what does that equal? What am I left with? 3. Excellent. So our whole thing of 6, take away one part, 3. It equals the other part, 3. So the difference between 6 and 3 is 3. Beautiful. All right, let's do another one. I'm just going to leave my 6 right there so I don't have to write it again. You can do the same if you're writing. Okay, 6. Now I'm going to take away this. Look and see how many I took away. Minus what? Yep. And then how many are left? Sure, 4. So read that number sentence to me. 6 minus 2 equals 4. So we know that with the whole thing of 6, one part is 2 and the other part is 4. Beautiful. Okay, let's do another one. Starting out with 6. Look at the part I took away. What did I take away? Yeah. And how many are left? Yep, 5. So read that number sentence to me. That's right. Good. Now watch this one. You remember this from class, I know. All right, I've got my whole 6, right? Look what I'm going to take away. What? I know. I took all of them. So 6 minus 6 equals, what's the other part that goes with 6 for the whole 6? Sure, just a big fat 0, because I know that 6 is one part and 0 is another part of the whole 6. Good. This is why those number bonds help out so much, because if you get good at knowing the parts, then you can just whip through addition or subtraction problems with these little numbers. All right, let's try another one. 6, and I'm going to take, how many did I take away? 5, right? I subtracted 5. And how many are left? 1. Beautiful. So I know that 5 and 1 are 2 parts of 6. So 6 minus 5 equals 1. Now, what if I didn't have these little counters? What if I wanted to solve a subtraction problem with a picture? What's the easiest way for me to solve it with a picture? So I'm going to write a subtraction sentence right here. I'm going to start with 7 as my whole. So I'm going to go ahead and draw seven dots. Notice how I organized my dots? What does that remind you of? Yeah, it reminds you of our 10 frame. So I filled it in just like a 10 frame because I'm really good at looking at dots organized like a 10 frame, and I know exactly how many it is. So I look and I know that's 7. So I've started out with 7, and then I'm going to take away 2. Now, if I don't know the parts of 7, If I don't know what goes with 2, so I don't know my answer automatically, this picture can help me. So I've got 7, and I need to separate or get rid of or take away 2. So I'm just going to take my pen, and if you were working with pencil, because I love you to do math with a pencil, just cross them out. How many are left? Yeah, 5. That's a really easy way to use a picture to solve a subtraction problem. So if you draw some organized little dots and then cross out the ones that you're taking away or separating, and then see how many are left, that's going to be your answer. Beautiful. All right, we're going to try one more. All right, I'm going to start with the whole. Oh, let's do a big number, shall we? I'm going to start with the whole 10. So I'd like to have a picture for myself. There it is. There's my 10. And now I'm going to take away 4. So let's do it. How many are left? Quick. You're fast with 10 frames, so I know you know. 6. So 10, and I take away or separate 4, subtract 4, then the difference is 6. The answer is 6. So 10 minus 4 equals 6. So you are ready to do some subtracting practice. You've already done some, I know, if you've been doing reflex or moose math or something like that, but practice a few little worksheets this week just to hone your skills. That means to get your skills even better. And if the subtraction worksheets are a little bit too easy for you, flip that piece of paper over and write yourself some new math sentences with slightly bigger numbers. And you know how to use your dots to help you find an answer if you don't know the parts. But if you know the parts, you're going to know the answer right away. Good job. All right. Well, get out there and do a little subtracting practice this week. Okay, bye.